the long history of wet rice cultivation in Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the countries with the longest history of wet rice cultivation in the world. According to archaeological research and historical records, the Vietnamese ancestors began domesticating and cultivating rice around 3000 to 2000 BCE. In fact, some archaeological evidence suggests that wet rice farming in Vietnam dates back over 4,000 years. This laid the foundation for the development of the wet rice civilization, one of the oldest and most sustainable agricultural civilizations in human history. This wet rice civilization grew and flourished, becoming the basis for social stability and development in Vietnam from the earliest days of nation building. Rice was not only the main food source, but also a cultural symbol intimately tied to the spiritual life of the people. Wet rice cultivation is more than just an agricultural practice. It is a distinctive cultural identity of the Vietnamese people. From small rural villages to vast lowland plains, the image of lush green rice fields, terraced paddies, and hardworking farmers has become a symbol of resilience and creativity. Over centuries, the Vietnamese have innovated and perfected wet rice farming techniques. From selecting rice varieties suited to different regions, building complex irrigation systems to regulate water, to planting, caring for, and harvesting crops. These techniques have been passed down through generations, helping to ensure bountiful harvests and food security.
Entering the 21st century, wet rice cultivation remains central to Vietnam's agriculture. However, to meet the growing demands of domestic and international markets, Vietnam has continuously innovated by applying modern agricultural technologies. These advancements include the use of high-yield, pest-resistant, and climate-resilient rice varieties, mechanization in land preparation, planting, and harvesting, development of advanced irrigation systems for efficient water management, and smart farming practices to minimize environmental impact. Thanks to these improvements, Vietnam's rice productivity has significantly increased, and the quality of exported rice has improved to meet strict international standards. Vietnam is now among the leading countries globally in both rice cultivation area and rice export volume. By combining time-honored traditions with modern technology, Vietnam produces high-quality rice products that help raise farmers' incomes and promote rural economic development.
Wet rice farming is not only an economic foundation, but also a deeply rooted cultural tradition for the Vietnamese. Rice is often referred to as the pearl of the sky, a precious gift from nature to humanity. Seasonal festivals such as the Plowing Festival, the worship of the rice god, and harvest celebrations express respect and gratitude toward rice and the land. These customs not only maintain harmony between humans and nature, but also strengthen community bonds and family traditions. Moreover, wet rice farming is the primary source of livelihood for millions of Vietnamese, especially in the Red River Delta, Mekong Delta, and mountainous regions. Rice export is a key economic sector, contributing significantly to the national GDP and providing employment opportunities. Vietnam has built a vast global rice trade network with major markets including China, the Philippines, Europe, the United States, and many others. Vietnamese rice is renowned not only for its quantity, but also for its quality, flavor, and food safety.
Vietnam on the global agricultural map. With approximately 4 million hectares of rice cultivation and an annual production exceeding 40 million tons, Vietnam ranks among the top 5 rice-producing countries worldwide. It is also one of the leading rice exporters, accounting for about 10 to 15% of the global rice market share. Vietnam's sustainable development in rice production is built on a long history of experience, supported by government policies and strong investment in research, new variety development, processing technology, and preservation methods. Vietnam also focuses on developing clean, organic, and specialty rice models to diversify products, increase value added, and meet the rising demand of international consumers.
Challenges and opportunities ahead. Despite Vietnam's remarkable achievements in wet rice cultivation and rice export, the sector faces a complex array of challenges that threaten its continued growth and sustainability. One of the foremost issues is climate change, which brings unpredictable weather patterns, prolonged droughts, floods, and salinity intrusion, especially in the vital Mekong Delta region, the country's rice bowl. These environmental stresses reduce arable land quality and yield stability, forcing farmers and policymakers to adapt rapidly. Another pressing challenge is soil degradation, caused by intensive monoculture, overuse of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and unsustainable farming practices. This degradation diminishes soil fertility and affects long-term productivity, requiring urgent implementation of sustainable soil management and organic farming techniques. Vietnam's rice export industry also faces intense global competition. Countries like India, Thailand, Cambodia, and Pakistan have expanded their rice production and exports, often offering competitive prices and diversified product lines. India's recent lifting of rice export restrictions has flooded the global market with supply, driving prices down and pressuring Vietnamese exporters to maintain profitability. Additionally, major importers such as Indonesia and the Philippines are striving for rice self-sufficiency, reducing their import demand from Vietnam. Market fluctuations and price volatility further complicate export strategies. In early 2025, Vietnamese rice prices dropped sharply, by about 40% compared to late 2023, making Vietnam's rice among the cheapest globally, but squeezing profit margins. Domestic logistical infrastructure gaps and financial challenges, including delayed tax refunds and limited capital access for exporters, have hindered competitiveness. Despite these obstacles, Vietnam's long-standing tradition and rich experience in rice cultivation provide a strong foundation to overcome difficulties. The sector is increasingly embracing high-tech solutions, such as precision agriculture, drone monitoring, automated irrigation, and improved seed varieties resistant to climate stresses. Smart agriculture practices help optimize input use, reduce environmental impact, and increase yields. Moreover, Vietnam is focusing on strengthening value chain linkages, from farmers to processors, exporters, and international buyers, to improve quality control, branding, and market access. Efforts to promote sustainable and organic rice production aim to tap into premium markets demanding environmentally friendly products. Government support plays a critical role in this transformation. Policies facilitating easier access to credit, expedited tax refunds, enhanced trade promotion programs, and investment in rural infrastructure are vital to sustaining export growth. Collaboration between industry associations, research institutions, and farmers is fostering innovation and resilience. In summary, while Vietnam's rice sector faces significant challenges from climate change, market competition, and supply chain issues, its tradition, innovation, and strategic reforms offer promising opportunities to maintain and enhance its global leadership sustainably.
Wet rice cultivation and rice export are not only the economic backbone of Vietnam's agriculture, but also a profound cultural symbol and source of national pride. For thousands of years, Rice has nourished the Vietnamese people physically and spiritually, shaping their identity, social fabric, and way of life. From ancient wet rice terraces carved into mountainsides to expansive modern paddies equipped with cutting-edge technology, Vietnam embodies a unique blend of tradition and progress. This harmony has allowed the country to become one of the world's top rice producers and exporters, feeding millions both domestically and internationally. The resilience and creativity of Vietnamese farmers, rooted in centuries of accumulated knowledge and cultural values, continue to drive the sector forward. Their deep respect for nature and commitment to sustainable practices reflect a broader view of agriculture that balances productivity with environmental stewardship. Vietnam's rice industry also represents a dynamic economic force, contributing billions of dollars annually, supporting rural livelihoods, and enhancing food security worldwide. Its ability to adapt to global market demands, improve product quality, and expand into new markets demonstrates a forward-looking approach essential for future success. As global challenges such as climate change and market volatility intensify, Vietnam's rice sector stands at a crossroads. The path ahead requires continued innovation, investment, and cooperation among all stakeholders. By embracing smart agriculture, sustainable practices, and value-added production, Vietnam can not only preserve its rich heritage, but also secure a prosperous and sustainable future in the global rice economy. We hope this comprehensive overview helps you appreciate the cultural, economic, and social significance of rice in Vietnam. It is a story of endurance, ingenuity, and deep connection to the land, a story that continues to unfold with every planting season and every grain harvested. Thank you for your interest in Vietnam's rice legacy and the inspiring people who cultivate it.